Here we go. In the mix updates. What we have here? Twin Camaro in the room with the twin Camaro. Still got to come back. Probably gonna finish cutting this outside. You can kind of see the groove right there. Just gonna put the cutting wheel on it. It's gonna make a mess, but that's gonna be my best bet for a straight line right now. Finish that up outside. Uh, Fortunately, unfortunately, I really didn't need that much hood scoop, but it doesn't appear to be that big. Get down, look here, so you can see how much sticks up. So, maybe in the morning it warms up. I'm gonna go ahead and fix this. Fix that spot. One on the back bumper. That's what it's gonna kind of look like. Trying to determine whether or not I paint the pipe for cosmetic and also heat. So it's just working with it. You end up getting scratches and dings and everything else in it. So like I could come back and polish it out, but I'm also like, I could just paint it. So I don't know. We shall see. I still need to come back and touch the motor up some, but really tight fitting kit. I think I showed this the other day. Sure, that's what the exhaust is going to look like. It's going to be going down there. So full exhaust, turbo car all the way to the back, out the rear. So gonna put a checklist up here. Actually got a marker board, so be cleaning it off, be getting started on the marker board. This is actually where I don't think I did a first crank here with the snowball, but I did do one first crank with another motor setup, but got a lot of progress done in this room, so kind of iconic for getting the convertible Camaros up and going in this room. A lot of wiring went on in this room for the other cars, so it's gonna be the same thing with this one. Got some new rubber, a little bit fatter tire on there, so that's what it's gonna look like. Also thinking about, like I said, wrapping those. Might even consider wrapping the car. I don't know. Paint was in the mix, but we shall see. We shall see. So yeah, that's what's going on there. Snowball Camaro over here, like I said, still wasn't running right. Today is Sunday. That makes a week from when it drove fine. It made 2 or 3 fine pulls, and then it kind of started going like, I'm not gonna say like real randomly. Like anytime I try to pretty much rev it over like 3,000 or so, it kind of starts acting funny, and then even sometimes while it's that is pretty crazy though. It does have to kind of be, no, it doesn't have to be in drive. Have to either be revving on it or just, I don't it's kind of crazy. But anyways, the only thing I feel like I skipped out on is the head gasket. I really feel like I skipped out really bad on the head gasket. So I am taking these off for, I think like within a month time. I think I'm gonna honestly like be to torque these heads down like either like 6 or 8 times. It's just something crazy. So I think I put them on the first time, and then I had to retorque them. So that was 2, and then what happened there? Oh, I messed the lifters up. So then I tried to reuse these head gaskets because I'm like, man, I only freaking drove it one time. I'm reusing these head gaskets, right? I didn't have any on the shelf. Wrong. End up having a water leak. So end up pulling it off, copper spraying it, putting it on again. And so that was 4 times. And now I'm about to do, 5, 6. So it's gonna be 6 times because I'm getting brand new head gaskets. I'm gonna put those on, and then I'm gonna run it, get those hot, and then come back and retorque it, and putting it out there. That's gonna take care of my issue. Like I got a misfire or something. Really looking forward to pulling the heads and the head gasket off and seeing, I guess, like, I'm not gonna really say like a blow by, but like a burn through situation. Like I can tell where the head gasket has been lifted or whatnot. That will make me feel very accomplished, like I found my issue. But worst to worst, if that does not take care of it, start looking at a distributor, which looks fine. Not a lot of play in it. I'm not gonna say I phased it because I didn't have to touch it, but I rechecked the phase on the distributor with the light, and it was fine. The timing was fine. Um, like the spark was still there. I will say, I will say, I did not technically check the spark to see how strong it was. Maybe I should do that. Nah, I need to replace this head gasket. I guess I could. I might test the wires together and just test the and make sure the spark. But it's like it's fine for the most part. It's just like I'm not even gonna really say high RPM because sometimes it does it while it's idling. Like I remember like pulling up the street and it was cool, like it was cutting off, like it literally started misfiring. So uh, I could check the spark, but it's almost like I just want to do the head gasket situation right, regardless. And then from there, if I end up still having a problem, it's like distributor, coil pack, uh, wires, because of course I already tried the plugs. And then we will be looking at an MSD box, which I really don't think any of that's the problem. I really think it's a head gasket issue. So we shall see. I didn't see any water or anything leaking. It's like I'm not getting like compression like back into it. I just feel like it might be lifting in between cylinders and just like transferring over. That's what it kind of reminds me of. The last time I torched a head gasket, it was an MLS head gasket, and I torched it. That's what the misfire kind of sounds like to me. So just gonna get it snatched off and see. Not looking forward to it. Really been dreading it. Like I said, I probably fought it for a good. It's been a week, but I probably fought it really, really hard. For like four good mornings. I fought it, trying different stuff, adding fuel, playing with the timing, just looking over stuff, and I just think it's that time. So the stuff's coming back off. It's about to be on the shelf. I guess just that's what I'm doing. I'm procrastinating. That's the only reason I'm in there looking at the other cars because I don't feel like pulling this car apart again. So just gonna do a little bit at a time, so it's not so draining. Um, get all the turbo stuff snatched off today. Get the headers and stuff snatched off tomorrow, and then intake and heads the next day. Should be Tuesday. Maybe they'll show up Wednesday. I can get them put on. Last time I did this job, it was really, really daunting because I snatched everything off in one day, cleaned it all up, sprayed the head gaskets, and put it all back on one day. So it would have time to dry before I was trying to race it that weekend. Lo and behold, that race didn't even go on that weekend. So that's one thing about rushing, trying to make an event or a race. It's like you might rush to make this event and the event doesn't even happen. So just take your time, just do it right. So you don't have to be in my position of like, I guess like having a problem and knowing that you skipped out on something. And I guess like rather than trying something that could be easier to maybe swap out, but the cost on it is like literally like head gaskets are gonna be like 250. A lot of labor with 250, but it's like I think the core by itself might be like $300-400, and then like another grid or even like the controller for the grid is gonna be like $500-600. So the head gaskets are right now the cheapest option, the most labor, but the cheapest option and the only spot where I see I skimped out on. So hopefully we can get this up and back going before an event. I believe in January, March, April. I think it's April. So the event I'm trying to go to in April. So hopefully to get this up and running. I wish I could have had those 4 or 5 days to be working on the other car. So gonna get a list going on it. I'll be showing y'all that list and how I'm checking it off. And then also gonna be pulling this car here apart. And I'll show you what we do once I get the parts back in.